So about 5 months ago, I made a video about the 3080 Ti and whether that was going to be worth $1,000. And that was before the cryptocurrency prices had increased and before the GPU prices had increased along with it. But I think to answer that question, if you could buy a 3080 Ti for $1,000 with the full hash rate, I think that would have been very much worth it. But the 3080 Ti is now being released in the next couple of weeks, and we finally have some prices for this from a retailer. And I just wanted to go over those prices with you guys. And also, I want to talk a little bit about the Lite Hash Rate limiter as well, because I think that's going to have an effect on the value proposition of these cards. And also finally, I also want to touch on the Nvidia financial results, because I think there's a bit of information there that tells you that it's not Nvidia that's massively jacking up the prices of these GPUs. It might be the AIB partners themselves. Okay, so if you like this video, make sure to click the like button and also to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And we have a Discord channel as well, so make sure you go along and join the discussion there, and I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, just before I talk about the prices of the 3080 Ti, I just want to touch on this tweet from Not an Apple Fan, and he says, "Right boys and girls, I can't give exact numbers obviously, but 3080 Ti cost to buy as a retailer is the same as FE 3090, and cost to buy for a 3070 Ti is higher than FE 3080. I shit you not, this is how much the retailers are paying. This is 100%, I'm very sure these prices will be insane after taxes and retailers take their cut. Just want to clarify, these are AIB prices, not FE. Still can't find FE prices yet." Now, obviously the 3080s and 3090 FEs, maybe they haven't been made for a while, so it could be 3 or 4 months, or maybe they haven't updated those prices. So I guess that's probably one reason why the 3080 Ti's and 3070 Ti's are much higher in price than what you could get for the 3090 and 3080, because those cars haven't been available for a while. But I think you get the point that the 3080 Ti and the 3070 Ti is really expensive now for these retailers to buy. Alright, let's talk about the prices for the 3080 Ti, and we have an article here from Tom's Hardware, and the headline is "Multiple GeForce RTX 3080 Ti models listed for more than $2,000", and it's from a retailer in the UK called Lambda Tech, and the source is from Momomo US. So let's go over to the tweet now. You can see there's a screenshot of the retailer's website, and we're just going to zoom in there. There's some 3080s, but we're more interested in the 3080 Ti's. So there's a Gigabyte one here. The first one is the Gigabyte 3080 Ti Eagle, and the price of that is £1,534, which converts over to $2,134 US. Now, I'm not going to read out the price with the VAT, so just not to confuse anyone. So there's an Eagle there. The next one down is a Vision OC, which is £1,623. There's an MSI Supreme X, which is going for £1,803, and that converts over to US $2,559. There's an Aorus Master going for the same price. There's a Gaming OC. There's another Vision OC, and the one at the bottom there is another Eagle. Obviously, that's the same as what I've just shown you before. Now, there's another retailer that he tweeted out as well from Momomo US, and this is from a European retailer. It's using euros, and I'm not actually sure which website this is, but it's listed here. The Gigabyte Gaming OC is 2,552 euros, which translates to $3,110 US. There's a Vision OC, which is a little bit more. That's 2,641 euros. And then there's a Aorus Master for 2,769 euros. So these prices, these are pretty much looking like 3090 prices almost, I think. The 3090 might be a little bit more expensive, but really not by much. And it's looking like it's positioning that card between the 3080 current pricing of about $2,500 and the 3090, which is about $3,000. So it's sitting in between the 3080 and 3090 as expected, but without actually considering the fact that it actually has the Lite Hash Rate limiter. So I want to talk a little bit about the Lite Hash Rate limiter, because I think that's going to have an effect on the value proposition of these cards. So let's go to the article first, and we have an article from Videocardz, and the headline is "Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 LHR and RTX 3080 Ti with new crypto mining limiter have been tested." This was from a couple of days ago. And we'll just jump to the RTX 3080 Ti crypto mining section. It says here, according to the screenshot, the graphics card offers 58 megahash second at 299 watts. So if you take a look at that information, 60 megahash a second at 300 watts, none of the miners are going to buy this because of how inefficient this card is, let alone the pricing of the card itself. So the pricing is one thing, because if Ethereum price goes up to say $10,000 or $20,000, then maybe people start to consider the Lite Hash Rate version of this, because you can get 60 megahash a second. However, there are much more efficient cards on the market at 60 megahash a second. You could just go and get an RX 6800, which does 60 megahash a second at like about 150 watts. You could get a 3070, although they don't make those ones anymore, but you could get an older 3070, and those were going for about $1,500, and that was doing 60 megahash a second at about 130 watts. So with this card, it almost eliminates pretty much anyone doing crypto mining, because nobody is going to mine 60 megahash second at 300 watts. So the question is, are there going to be enough gamers out there who'd be willing to spend $2,500 on their graphics card and not do any mining on it and just purely game on it? And I got to say, I don't think there are going to be that many people out there who'd be willing to do that. So if that's the case, then the demand of this card is actually going to drop, and then the price of that is also going to drop as well. Because if you have a card that people can mine on it, and if the market for mining stays high and the crypto prices stay high, well, then there's naturally going to be demand for the mining card. But with the gaming card, once you buy a card, you're probably not going to be buying a card after that anytime soon. So the demand of this card is going to drop, and the price of this card is going to drop. So I think after 3 or 4 months, you're going to see prices for the Lite Hash Rate version of these cards just drop over time. So finally, I just want to touch on this question: who is actually taking the bulk of the profits when the graphics cards prices are so high? Now, without any information at all, one would have to think, well, Nvidia is actually the manufacturer, so they could pretty much dictate any prices that they want to. And the AIB partners don't really have a choice, because it's either Nvidia or AMD. So they would probably just accept whatever price Nvidia is asking them and then charge more down the road. So if a GPU suddenly is $2,500 on the market, Nvidia could suddenly just turn around and say, hey, we want to charge $1,200 for this GPU. So I think that is valid reasoning. But actually, if we look at the Nvidia quarterly revenue, which they just announced a couple of days ago, I think we'll get a bit more of an idea that it's not actually Nvidia that's actually jacking up the prices at retail. It's most likely whoever is next down the road. So that could be the AIB partners. So if we take a look at the Nvidia quarterly revenue trend, you can see that there's a bit of a pattern establishing for the gaming revenue numbers. And if we take a look at Q3 financial year 21, which was in November when they released those results, they've had a couple of months of Ampere sales then. So that was $2.2 billion worth of Ampere sales. And it's a lot more than Q2, which was 1.6 billion, but that could be attributed to the fact that they went to the Samsung fab, which had a lot more volume. So if we take a look at the next number, which is Q4, they had 2.5 billion, so about 10% increase in gaming revenues. And in Q1, about another 10% increase again to 2.7 billion. So as you can see, Nvidia's gaming revenue has increased by about 10% every quarter. So as you can see, that's a lot lower than what the actual market price increase of these graphics cards are, because the RTX 3080 started at $699 and it's gone up to $2,500 now. So somebody else is taking the lion's share of the profits. So if it's not Nvidia, who you have to just take this accounting at face value. If it's not Nvidia, then it's obviously either the AIB partners, the distributors, the wholesalers, the retailers, and we already know retailers are paying a really high price, so that leaves really just the AIB partners and the distributors and wholesalers jacking up the prices. Alright, that's my take on the situation. Let me know below in the comments what you think, and also about the 3080 Ti as well. Do you think that's good value at $2,500? I somehow don't think so, but let me know below in the comments what you think. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to click on the like button and also subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.